Alright, so what we have here is we have two samples from KnuKonceptz. This one is Resonance Control. This is their thinner 80 mil thick line. It's supposed to have a 7 mil thick aluminum constraining layer, 80 mil thick of butyl rubber. It's got paper backing. Doesn't look too bad at first. I've been talking to Knu about this. There seems to be a quality control issue or possibly a cost cutting issue. The first samples I measured, I pulled off the aluminum from the butyl, and the aluminum was significantly smaller than what it was supposed to be at, less than half of the thickness it was supposed to be. So I'm going to go ahead and just run through this on film, and so you guys can see where I got this from and where it's coming from. Both of these two samples were ordered directly from Knu. They came directly from Knu from their website. So I don't see this to be a counterfeit issue. It's got to be either a quality control issue or a cost cutting issue. So I'm going to cut off just a corner because it does take a while to get the actual butyl off the aluminum. Now I'm using a pair of Mitutoyo dial calipers. Butyl thickness looks about right with the backing paper still on. It rings about 86, 87. Pull the backing paper off, measure the backing paper, and it ends up 5/6 thousandths. So there's not an issue with the butyl thickness. The butyl thickness works, which is where I would expect the most variance in this kind of thing. Now, in order to pull this off, you have to really work at it. There's no shortcut around this. So give me a second and I'll get this off. The second issue that I've noticed is there seems to be a plastic layer, almost like a plastic film coating, like what you would see in a cell phone screen when you buy it new. And despite claims that this stuff meets flammability standards, I was able to get it to light on fire and burn off on my testing, and it would stay lit for a few seconds. So the problem with that is, one, the flammability issue, but two, that plastic coating is also further thickening the butyl or the aluminum layer, which makes it actually appear like it's thicker than it really is, because the plastic film is doing nothing as a constraining layer. So this is enough of this removed that I can start measuring now. So measuring with this, just as is, with the plastic layer still intact, I'm getting, as you can see, 5 thousandths. This is in different spots. It's pretty consistent all the way throughout. Remember, this is supposed to measure at 7 thousandths. So, but there's a plastic film, and you can't really see it in the camera. My camera's not good enough to pick it up. You would need a macro lens to get it. But what I can do is I can take a torch to it. And as you can see, it burns off. It does light on fire. I don't know how well the camera caught that, but it's obviously catching the smoke coming off. Now, it's still a little hot if you touch the butyl, but if you go back and you measure the same areas, you're getting 3 thousandths of an inch. 3 thousandths of an inch is significantly less than what they're claiming this product to be. Now it could be, see, that had still some on it, but as you can see, on average it's measuring right at 3 thousandths, 3.5 thousandths. Some areas that are bent are measuring more, but as you can see, average is 3 thousandths. This is their resonance control. This is supposed to be 7 mil thick. So I also have the Colossus edition. Now this is supposed to be their 10 mil thick aluminum constraining layer, and it is supposed to be 100 mil thick as far as total thickness. So again, we're going to go ahead and measure this just to see, and it's measuring at 105 mil or so. So 105 to 107. Pull off the paper layer. Again, the paper layer measures about 5 mil, which means there's, again, not a problem with the butyl. But being that the butyl does not do the majority of the sound damping, that is still an issue. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this off just like I did the last one. So far this is one of the easier butyls to peel off of all the samples that I have. Dynamat is a little bit more difficult than this. Alpha Damp was significantly more difficult than this. That doesn't necessarily say anything about the product, but it was a lot easier to remove it cleanly from this product than it was from most of the others. Now, it's still not exactly easy. And there goes me knocking the camera. So we've got enough of the butyl off, we can start taking some measurements now. Now remember, this is supposed to be, according to their website specifications, 10 mil thick, which should be 10/1000ths of an inch. With the plastic layer still intact, you can see I'm getting between 6 and sometimes 7 thousandths thick, which would be 6 or 7 mil. It seems to settle on about 6 on average. So again, there's also a plastic layer on this piece. I'm going to remove it the same way. I tried removing it with tweezers. I tried removing it a few different ways. None of them would reliably do it. This does it every time. It burns. You can see the plastic pull up. You probably can't on the camera, but plastic pulls up until it's completely gone. This one probably needs to cool a little more. So this is Colossus. This is supposed to be 10 thousandths thick. The actual constraining layer on this measures about 4 thousandths, as you can see. And the camera, there we go. So as you can see, it's measuring about 5 to 4 thousandths. And I'm trying to measure as many areas as I can, although some of them are bent, which is throwing off the measurements. But the general average thickness of the straight parts is 4 thousandths thick. Now, I'm working with New right now. I've advised him of the problem. He's advising me that if it does not measure the spec, it's not a new product. He's also advised me that if there is a quality control issue, that it will be taken care of. I'm going to go ahead and send him this video. He's asked for a sample of this sample that I have to be sent back to him. I'm going to ask for him for one in return, because if it's not indicative of what their product is supposed to be, in order for me to move on with testing them, I need a new sample from them. If they are not able or willing to do that, I'm going to go ahead and move forward with vibration testing of this product, as it was ordered directly from New. It was ordered off their website. The donator of this product has given me the tracking number and the invoice number, and basically all the information from the invoice. So it is a new product. It was ordered from New. If I'm not able to get something from them to show that this is not indicative of how their product really is, I'm going to move forward with it, and this will be the product that I have to use. And I'm going to have to put an asterisk in there that this is what came from them, and it may or may not be this quality in the future. So that about wraps it up, and I'll work on getting the rest of them done by the end of the week. Thanks.